Rockford Public School District union teachers say their contract expired in June and has been working months without one. WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer spoke with the teachers union about where talks stand and what's at stake.
The Rockford Education Association, the local union represents RPS 205, says no progress has been made and negotiations with the district have moved into mediation.
And do whatever we need to do to get a fair contract for the students in this district.
Nearly 2,000 teachers, staff, and social workers at Rockford Public Schools have been working without a contract for 4 months and negotiating since March.
Our product is the end result of the human mind and the children in this community. We know that we want fair benefits and salary for our teachers, but in everything that we're asking also, it's a direct trickle down to student need.
The Rockford Education Association President Claudia Marshall says key issues holding up an agreement include salary, retirement benefits, and workload.
We haven't even had cost of living for quite some time in the past few contracts. People fought to get into this district. There were lines of brand new teachers wanting to get their foot in the door of RPS. That's long gone.
The REA says on average, RPS 205 teacher salary is 26% behind the other surrounding districts.
It's time that the Rockford district takes that seriously and treats the teachers with the valued respect that they deserve.
The School Board of Education voted on new superintendent Dr. Larry Huff with a starting salary of $285,000. Marshall says is a problem for the REA.
So they're willing to give a 30% raise to a brand new employee and turn their backs on the teacher's salary.
Marshall worries about losing educators during this time of negotiating and says every 5 years there's a 50% teacher turnover rate. Rockford Public Schools declined an interview and said Superintendent Aaron Jarrett will not comment until mediation is completed.
Marshall says the REA will be meeting with mediation Thursday night, and as of now, there are no plans to strike, and she is committed to the mediation process.